Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about what I call the late bloomers blues. And it's something that I wanted to talk about. I'll probably do another video on it. But today we're going to be talking about if you are 25 through 34 years old and kind of how things have changed, how they will change, and how we can kind of improve our situation. The biggest thing I want to stress on is some of the things we're never told. The biggest thing I want to always have on my channel is make a space that's safe, that's compassionate, that's understanding. Every one of us came either to this channel, came here with some level of trauma or something we've been through, and not all of us have the same resources or opportunities, same support system. Some of us don't have any of those at all. And we're still here and we're still trying to better ourselves. We're still trying to grow, right? We're still trying to be the rose that grew from concrete. And so that's the first thing I want to say on my channel is that I extend grace, compassion, empathy to all the women who may be younger or, 25 to 34 who are late to these messaging or late to really learning to choose themselves, learning to love themselves, learning to make better decisions. So that's the first thing I want to say. With that being said, the first thing that I want to tell anybody who's 25 through 34 years old or even younger, number one is we have a lot of unlearning to do. Everything you've been taught, conditioned, programmed, and raised to believe about yourself, about the world, about men, relationships, hypergamy or hypogamy, it's time to unlearn it. And it's going to probably take just as long as it took you to learn it to unlearn it. But I don't want that to discourage you because I'm so happy that we have resources now today, like the internet, like Google, like a counselor or a therapist or like I said, a guidance counselor, mentors, people that can get you further along than you would be able to do yourself. And so I want to encourage anyone who is currently in the process of unlearning everything that they learned, even negative things. Some of them might have been positive, but some of them might not align with what you want for your life. And so I will say the first thing is that you will have a lot of unlearning to do. Number two, work on your self-esteem because it dictates how the rest of your life will go, and it is dictated up until this point where your life is, right? And that's not to shame anyone, but that's to say that I personally have struggled with having a low self-esteem, not feeling good about myself, and I try to work on everything else, and I ended up back at square one. So whether it was losing the weight, whether it was, working on my outer appearance, working on my style, working on trying to do my makeup or hair, working on my education, working on how to speak in front of people. All of those things, while they're beautiful, while they add to, they can never replace. It doesn't matter how many nice clothes you wear, how beautiful you are, how great you look, how eloquently you speak, how feminine and graceful you are. If your self-esteem is in the toilet, you will never attract what you want. And it doesn't necessarily mean a man. I'm talking about finances. I'm talking about abundance, everything that you absolutely deserve, but you will not attract it because your self-esteem is so low that you will either sabotage it or you will not even go out for it. You'll be a person who is adverse to risk, and you will never be where you want to be because this little thing called self-esteem you have not worked on. And I just want to say a little disclaimer about self-esteem, because I used to think self-esteem meant what other people thought of me. I used to think it meant validation or approval. Your self-esteem starts with self. So that means your self-esteem is your idea, your opinion, your feelings, your thoughts about yourself. And I will say that in practical ways to enhance your self-esteem, take care of your body, take care of yourself, put yourself first, check in with yourself, listen to yourself. You see the common thread, the common theme. When we begin to listen to ourselves, check in on ourselves, ask ourselves, honor ourselves, we create self-esteem. And that means in a romantic relationship, family, or anything. And that's one of the biggest things. That's my biggest goal this year, is to work on my self-esteem. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go on to number 3. Number 3, you should be moving with a sense of urgency. And I want to further explain what urgency means. Urgency differs from anxiety. And I noticed that a lot of my late bloomers, such as myself, have anxiety that will thrust us into situations or things that are not good or healthy for us. One of my biggest things was diving headfirst into relationships because of my anxiety, thinking that this would get the ending that I wanted without vetting that person, without knowing if we're compatible, without doing my due diligence. And all of those situations crashed and burned. So I want to say that urgency thrusts you into action. It thrusts you to make plans, to write your goals down, to take actionable steps in order to get closer to your goal. Whereas anxiety is disordered, it's out of place, it's more in the moment, it's looking at missed details, it's not vetting. That's anxiety. Urgency thrusts you into action. And I think it's important to say that if at this point you want your own children, you want to get married, you want family, it's important that you really take the steps. For me, I started slowly with slowly. Baby steps are still steps forward. I want you to know that. And the last tip that I want to give, number 4, is tune out everyone else. This is the biggest thing that I'm really, really learning to do, because I remember this quote that I heard, and if I can find it, I'll post it. But it said, I hate when people tell me to be realistic, because what if my reality is different than yours? And I said, whoa, now that's it. And then there was another quote, and it said, Jesus, I'm blanking now. And it said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but some people don't need to ask for advice, because some people have never gone where you're going. And I want somebody to hear that message, because it hit me the same way. My mom, my grandma, my aunt, the women in my family, cousins, distant cousins, sisters, friends, nobody has been or gone where I'm going. I'm the first. I'm not gonna say I want to be the first. I'm the first because God's Spirit Universe gave me the vision. So I don't expect people to support you. Don't expect people to get it. Don't expect people to get the vision. They're not going to. And so that's why I've created this space for you guys to have other people who are like-minded, who also see the vision and can encourage you. So if you enjoyed this video, I want you to go ahead and click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then so you can see when I upload next, and leave a comment and let me know your thoughts and opinions. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.